So bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, the objective today, brothers and sisters, I don't have a lot of time. I've only got maybe like 45 minutes or so. I want to go through 10 important traits that every single one of you guys are going to be in need of. 10 traits. I'm assuming every single one of you guys are presidents. Put your hand up, you're a president. Put your hand up, you're a vice president. Can I just quickly get where you guys are all from? Which universities? So I remember next time I visit you guys, I'll call you all out. Huh? Shout out. Huh? Huh? Brunel. Okay, I'm very sorry I wasn't able to make it to your university. I did come, right? I did come. Sorry. I'm getting mixed up with the other one. Yeah, alhamdulillah, I didn't make it to you guys. Huh? Kingston. That's the university I didn't make it to. But they messaged very late. Sahih? I think they were waiting to see, am I going to get cancelled, am I not? Right? Sheffield. Hallam or the other one?
The university.
The real one? Huh? Kingston, likewise. Huh? Cardiff. 4 hours, right, to get here? 3 hours, huh? Brno. Birmingham. Aston. Same? Or Birmingham Uni and then Aston Uni, right? Which one's the real one, by the way? Imperial. Huh? Imperial. Aston. Why you guys got so many representatives from Aston? Come on. Imperial. Tayyib. Birmingham. Aston. Birmingham. Leeds. Oh, Leeds. I didn't come to you guys, right? I did actually come to you guys. But you went there. Huh? Aston. Warwick. Came to you guys as well, right? I remember you as well. Both of you guys. Warwick. Bristol. All you guys Bristol, huh? May Allah bless you guys. My brothers and my sisters, the first thing that I want to mention before I go into all of these points, every single one of you guys, oh sorry, I forgot sisters, sorry. Equal rights, huh? Huh? Kent. Birmingham. Kent. Aston. Okay. Every single one of you guys, my brothers and my sisters, have a huge responsibility on your shoulders. Let me make that very, very clear. Having the responsibility of leading the Islamic society is not a light one. I'll tell you guys why. And let me know if I'm wrong. A lot of Muslims that come to these universities, right? Many of them may not necessarily have a direction in how to go about living their lives. Many of them are soul searching. They're looking for something to kind of like take them or steer them into the right direction. Right? And some just don't know. Like I said earlier, and this is very crucial, that we keep on the back of our minds. Right? Many people don't see seeking knowledge as essential. They see it more as a career path. If you want to become the next big mufti, that's when I need to seek knowledge. Because this important point, right, will overlap with a lot of things, right? With how we just perceive Muslims in general that come to universities. It's very easy to look at them and think, oh, look at them, doesn't come to the masjid, doesn't come to the prayer hall, doesn't attend these Islamic gatherings. Are you guys with me? Right? It is the university where you can shape these students' minds, shape their way of thinking, right? Because, as you guys are aware, we live in the wild, wild west, where normative Islam is under attack. You have so many violations and deviances that are being popularized. You might say that this is haram, this is based on a normal position in Islam. Fortunately, today we have to use liberal, conservative. Liberal and conservative. Right? And then conservative is seen as like the barbaric and, right? This is how it's looked at. You might say something's haram and everyone looks at you, this guy's off the hook, what's wrong with him? Right? He's lost the plot. What is he talking about? We've got our new brown Prime Minister in Scotland, right? Who's saying that it's not a sin, right? The colourful things are not a sin. And then these guys are coming along trying to make things all difficult. They look at him as a leader. And anything that is now contrary to a mainstream idea, it is what? Estranged. So bear that in mind. Right? So this huge responsibility that you guys have, brothers and sisters, the Messenger ﷺ said, and a lot of the time I tend to quote this hadith when speaking about the responsibilities that a parent has over his children. He said, صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه ما من عبد يسترعيه الله رعية يموت يوم يموت وهو غاش لرعيته إلا حرم الله عليه الجنة. Right? There's never a time that Allah has placed the responsibility on your shoulders. Right? The day when he dies as someone who has deceived. How did he fall into deception, or who did he deceive? He deceived those that came under his responsibility. Right? Also the Messenger then explained it to us. What is it exactly that you didn't do for those that you are responsible of? You didn't do enough sessions of coming together. Is that what the hadith is speaking about? Because I'm sure every year, right, we're trying to score brownie points over the other university. We had 30 sessions, 30 get-togethers, 40 this and 40 that. It all becomes about numbers, right? Trust me guys, we all suffer from the issue of numbers. Right? Having a position on social media, the shaitan's always whispering, oh, did you get that number of? It's hard, I know. It's a challenge that we all have to deal with. Being more concerned about, right, how many things that I've done throughout the year so I can slap it onto my CV, right, and finding a job. I did all of this, I organized all of this. When in reality, that which you organize could be the reason, and brothers, this is a very, very vital, crucial point. Could be the reason, that which you organize could be the reason why that university student graduates and he takes away a distorted understanding of Islam. Because of things that are done under an Islamic society. There are different societies, I'm aware. Right? You find Somali society, you find Ahlul Bayt society, right? You find Islamic society. You find this society, you find that society. But when an event is being done under Islamic society guys, you are speaking on behalf of Islam. Have you guys ever thought about it like that? There's a huge responsibility that you're carrying Islamic society, and you are the mouthpiece of this Islamic society. Huge responsibility, guys. Then the Messenger ﷺ, إِلَّا حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ. Except Allah will make al-Jannah haram upon that individual because he did not advise the people accordingly. Right? He didn't tell them what they were in need of hearing, brothers. These are 10 characteristics that inshallah ta'ala that I need you guys bi'idhnillahi ta'ala to adorn yourselves with as people who are going to have some sort of influence in these Islamic societies. Number 1, as-sabr. As-sabr, patience. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ. Be patient with those who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the day and the nights. Right? Those who spend time in worship through the day and through, be patient with them. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَ, they seek the face of Allah Azza wa Jal. I normally tend to use this verse, which all of you guys read, inshallah, on Fridays, when advising our fellow students of knowledge to be patient with their mosques. Some of our brothers, right, may Allah Azza wa Jal bless us and them, guide us and them, they want to build the Eiffel Tower in 24 hours. Was the Eiffel Tower built in 24 hours? Huh? Took a very long time. You guys with me? Building something takes time. Likewise, a masjid that is being controlled by a bunch of commoners and general folks, right, it's not going to always be as straightforward as you may think. So you need to be patient. Allah is here talking about those who worship Allah day and night. They're seeking the face of Allah. That's why they're in the masjid, right? And also those people that come to your ISOC gatherings or that might walk into the masjid that sometimes you might bash heads with, or they might do something a certain way that doesn't fit the bill. And you, as an ISOC president or someone in authority, feels this guy, right, is violating protocols. Guys, be patient. Like I said before, majority of people that come to university, they need direction in their lives. Right? They're coming from around the world. Islamic society, I'm a Muslim, let me just go there. I'm telling you, those who come to you, they are in need of a lot of patience, guys. Let alone those who don't even come. Who are in their own world, guys. And as we mentioned in lectures that we delivered about Surah Yusuf in these universities, what did the wife of Al-Aziz say to Yusuf when she locked him up inside of a room? Huh? Is the hayta or haytu? Both of them. Khalaf and Ibn Kathir. She said, let's get it on. In university, everything is telling you, ta'al. Come to the haram. Right? Bear that in mind, guys. They are in a very, very challenging situation. And because they don't have the knowledge to equip themselves to repel these doubts that are coming their way from one angle, and also the temptations, you are telling him, please come, please come, please come. Tawa, Islamic gatherings, the guy just doesn't want to know. Be patient, keep going. Right? Don't be the reason why khalas, he ends up walking away with a bad image that people of religiosity have portrayed. And this is also a very essential component when it comes to unity. This lecture that I'm delivering, I normally mention these points when speaking about unity. Unity is very, very important, but there are rules and regulations to establishing unity. Right? A key essential component of unity, brothers, is to be patient with one another. Likewise, amongst yourselves as leaders. Shaitan will try to cause discord between brothers who are trying to do good. It's as simple as that. Right? This is why, subhanAllah, brothers who are trying to follow the sunnah, they've got the biggest problems when dealing with discord and disunity. They're all we're going to follow the Quran and the sunnah. It's a wonderful slogan to have. Yes, the idea, the aqeedah might be correct or whatever have you, but then shaitan gets in between them, causing discord. And then they start rebuking and refuting one another, right? Over the most pettiest of things, simply because he couldn't be patient over a mistake that he saw of the other. Right? Having patience when it comes to the decisions that we make. Don't rush into making decisions which may well be the reason why you end up creating some sort of enmity between yourself and also, right, the people that you are working with in order to establish some goodness. Right? Let me give you guys, subhanAllah, some examples of patience. Right? Have you guys heard of Imam Ahmed? Household name, right? Abdullah ibn Muhammad al-Warraq, he said, one time I was in a gathering of Al-Imam Ahmed. And then, because we came from somewhere, he asked us, "Min ayna aqbaltum? Where did you guys come from?" قُلْنَا مِن مَجْلِسِ أَبِي كُرَيْبٍ. We came from the gathering of Abu Kurayb. Have you guys heard of Abu Kurayb? Doesn't ring a bell, right? It's not a household name like Imam Ahmed. And you'll see why, subhanAllah, Allah Azza wa Jal raises certain individuals and they become household names that we quote and we mention. So Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi said, good, seek knowledge from him, take knowledge from him, write the ahadith from him. فَإِنَّهُ شَيْخٌ صَالِحٌ. For indeed he is a shaykh that is righteous. فَقُلْنَا. So we said to Imam Ahmad, إِنَّهُ يَطْعَنُ فِيكَ. He speaks bad about you. Right? He speaks bad about you. Look at the response of Imam Ahmad. What do you think he said? Khalas, now that he speaks about me, forget about him. So you guys need to come to me, guys. I'm your savior. Huh? قال فأي شيء حياتي شيخ صالح قد بلي بي. Because what is my life? Nothing. He's a righteous man that has been tested with me. He's been tested with speaking about me. Right? I know what happens in universities. Different groups start forming. Huh? And then you begin to collect many others that can be on your side simply because that lady spoke about you. We inform and make sure we get back at them, and it just turns into partisanship. And then these little groups are just concerned about making sure that they get one over the other, and this is what our main focus becomes. Huh? Abu Siwar was a righteous man from amongst the righteous who came before us. يَعْرِضُ لَهُ الرَّجُلُ. There used to be a man that used to speak bad about him. فَيَشْتُمُهُ فَيَقُولُ إِن كُنْتُ كَمَا قُلْتُ إِنِّي إِذًا لَرَجُلٌ سُوءٌ. He says to him, if that which you're saying about me is true, then indeed I'm a bad person. Huh? I'm indeed a bad. If what you're saying about me is, I'm a bad person. Also Hassan ibn Ali, Al-Hassan ibn Ali, radiyallahu anhu, the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Huh? These are our righteous predecessors. Just because it's Hassan ibn Ali or Hussein ibn Ali, right? And I know Shi'as, they might kind of hold on to him. That doesn't mean we should let them go as well, guys. Huh? Grandson of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, لو أن رجلا شتمني في أذني هذا. If one insulted me through this ear, واعتذر إلي في أذني الأخرى لقبلت عذره. And then he whispered his apology into the other ear, then I would accept it. Khalas, done, that's it. What do we hear today? Oh no, he wasn't being sincere, man. He wasn't being sincere. So it just continues, and it distracts our focus from establishing good. Are you guys with me so far? Millennials normally tend to last 5 minutes. Huh? You guys with me, yeah? Number 2, guys. Using fairness and justice with whoever it might be. Right? I'm only going to be fair with my friend, but everyone else, trash them. Because he's not a close friend of mine. Or because maybe he hasn't proven his allegiance to me as a leader or as a person in authority. Being fair and just. Let me make something very, very clear, guys, yeah? This is a qa'idah that I live by, a principle that I live by. And I feel like it's affected my relationship with certain brothers in the past, many, many years ago, simply because we didn't do the right thing. Ibn Taymiyyah says, وَالنَّاسُ إِذَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ أَبْغَضَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا. When the people, they start cooperating in sin and evil, it's only a matter of time before they begin to hate one another. I'll say that again. When the people now start cooperating in sin and evil, it's only a matter of time before they begin to hate one another. Are you guys with me? Take a good look at your friend that came with you all the way to Green Lane Masjid. Take a good look at him. Sisters as well, from Kent. Bag of you guys came together. Take a good look at him. He's your friend, right? At the beginning of the year, you guys are traveling together, right? You guys are trying to establish good together. Maybe because you conspire to take another person down, or you do together that which is displeasing to Allah, right? There are times you need to tell your friend to his face, what you're doing is wrong. You can't be doing that, right? What's the Arabic term for friend? Who can tell me? Huh? Sahib, and there's another word. Sadiq. What are the root letters of Sadiq? Sad, Dal, and Qaf. The Instagrammers, they like this video a lot. Huh? I wish things go viral. Sa, Dal, and Qaf. It means what? Truthfulness. That's where it comes from. So a true friend is the one who's truthful to you. As for the guy who just eggs you on, don't worry, let's do it. Adi. That's not a true friend. So I'm just telling you guys, you want the everlasting relationship with your co-leaders and people inside of your ISOC committee, be someone who's just and fair. Don't just be like, oh, she's just some non-hijabi or some guy who's not even coming to the ISOC. You know what? Forget him. Be fair and just. Number 3, to have a good, wise, strong leadership. Great leaders, brothers and sisters, they take people where they need to be taken, not where they want to be taken. Great leaders, they take the people where they need to be taken, not where they want to be taken, brothers and sisters. Are you guys with me? That's very, very important. Right? They tell the people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. If you have that attitude of, I'm just going to appease everyone and anyone and so many, I was actually telling a brother this the other day. Who was the imam of one of the masjids, mosques up north. I was like, Habibi, if you bend over to what these guys, right, keep bombarding you with, it's only a matter of time before they turn on you. Like they're saying to him, don't bring this guy, don't bring that guy, don't bring this guy, do this and then do that. No problem. I'll tell you what it was me. They were telling him, you guys are going to see a conference in Bradford. That brother, man, he's a graduate from Al-Medina. So some brothers have been bickering, right? Because I started doing certain things that doesn't fall in line with their narrow mindset, right? They started getting a little bit upset. Because I'm not appeasing them, because I'm not bending over to what they specifically want. And their strand of following the way of the Salaf. Quran and Sunnah is very clear, and the understanding of the Salaf is very clear. There are issues that are fundamental, and there are matters that are open for discussion. Are you guys with me? There are matters that are open for discussion. I feel like sometimes we don't distinguish between the two. What are serious matters in our religion that we don't budge on, and matters that is open for discussion. I might see a good idea to go to this particular convention, but you say, no, you're going to be maybe mixing with a particular organization. I see that more pros come out of this situation than cons. Right? And even then we have scholars who say this is good, do it. And other scholars, they may say, no, it's better to avoid it. Look at the wordings that are being, it's better. It's not like it's carved in stone that it's haram. It's not. And a big deal is made out of it. I said to him, no problem. I won't come. But remember, tomorrow, they're going to be sniffing right near you. If you don't put your foot down right now. So it's important, my brothers and my sisters, to be bold, but not a bully. To be bold, but not a bully. Strong, but not rude. To be humble, but not timid. To be humorous, but not foolish. Should I say that all again? You guys like that? To be bold, but not a bully. To be strong, but not rude. To be humble, but not timid. To be humorous, but not foolish. Are you brothers and sisters with me? Right? If every time, brothers and sisters, someone said, oh no, or they pressurized you into doing something and you did it, wallahi, brothers, you will not be respected in the long term. You have to be someone that is principled. Doing that which is right. Right? Doing that which is right. And the Messenger ﷺ told us, right? مَنِ الْتَمَسَ رِضَى النَّاسِ بِسَخَطِ اللَّهِ. Whoever tries to seek the pleasure of the people via displeasing Allah. Just to keep everybody on board, to keep everyone happy at the expense of being disobedient to Allah. What will happen? Does anyone know? ماذا يحصل? Good, excellent. Allah Azza wa Jalla will become angry with that person, and the people will eventually turn on that guy. And then acts, the opposite was also mentioned, acts. Man iltamas ridha Allah, whoever tries to seek the pleasure of Allah. And then people might get upset. Radiyallahu anhu wa arda anhu nas. Allah will be pleased with that person, and He will make the people pleased with that person as well. Some of you guys by this point are thinking, yeah, all guns blazing next year, right? I'm going to make everything clear in their face. Take it or leave it. Guys, come on. Huh? I'm going to come on to it, inshallah ta'ala. Let me just quickly touch on this. To be bold but not a bully. Who can maybe expand on that a little bit? To be bold but not a bully. Who can give me an example?
For example, someone says something they disagree with. You're not going to bash them about it. You're going to show them and just explain the reason to them.
Ahsanta. Jazakallah khair. We have an upcoming leader. Where are you from? Peru. Are you the president? MashaAllah. I didn't come to you guys, right? Oh, you guys had a collab with one of the universities, Queen Mary, right? Yeah, I was a bit upset with them. Shall I tell you why? Because they had tickets, like it was free, but I told them to put more. People, what they do when it's free tickets, they buy it. Like they just like, oh yes, they start. Yeah? And then subhanAllah, people, wallahi, one sister said to me she cried because she couldn't come to the event. And then when I came to the event, there was like good 50 seats empty. Right? They said all the tickets went in 3.5 minutes. 600 tickets or so. So I was really upset, and inshallah ta'ala, maybe next year, you can bear that in mind, maybe have extra tickets. Even the people sit on the stairs like they did in Sheffield. Sheffield Hallam. It was so packed, people were sitting on the stairs, and they were more than happy to do so. We had roadmen turning up and road girls, right? I was very happy. Type number 4. Your relationship with Allah as someone who's a leader. Today people look up to you, they respect what you say. Tomorrow, my brothers and my sisters, it could be that you end up losing your reputation. Right? You end up losing your reputation. I've got a video online, it's called How to Drop in the Eyes of the People. And there are videos that I've recorded directed specifically at du'at, people who give da'wah. You have an image, a persona, a reputation in the public. Everyone's praising you. But then behind closed doors, you're slipping into the DMs of the opposite gender. Recently I put out a tweet. Did anyone see it? Huh? Don't go onto my Twitter now. I'm going to read it out to you, right? I have absolutely no hesitation when it comes to this, right? If I can find it. The tweet stated, my brothers and my sisters, a big red flag if an Islamic personality slides in your DMs to engage with you, my sister. It is unacceptable and you should not entertain a discussion. He should not be randomly messaging you. Do you know why I put this tweet out? Because of what one da'wah personality done. This time round, I didn't even message him. Because I messaged him before, I spoke to him. Right? And by the way, not everyone's like this. You get that few that end up ruining it for everyone. And then people begin to think, oh, all practicing people, or people of religiosity, or du'at and preachers and whatever have you like. Abadan, that's not the case. Right? Sliding, and I saw the screenshots, and they weren't just made up screenshots because there were videos and I could see it, and going into the account, it's all on video. Right? Wallahi, it was very, very bad to see the kind of conversations, loose conversations started having with a sister, revert. And then she contacted one of the brothers, and I received an email. I was going to contact, and I was like, you know what? Let me just scare him by putting it onto a Twitter. And another very well-known YouTuber took it and put it on his Instagram as well. Shahid min al-kalam, if you think that you are going to keep your public image, right, or that's going to stay intact, and your reputation is not going to be tarnished or tainted, when you are out there in the public telling people about Islam and showing off a very good image, and then behind closed doors, we're not talking about the guy who falls short and then he repents. No. We're talking about the person who has a type of mindset and a way of thinking. I can still keep my good position in society, but I can continue deceiving Allah behind closed doors. Do you guys see the difference? There are people like that, right? He gets away with something, and he gets away with it again. It doesn't come out into the public, right, sphere, and then he keeps doing it, and then Allah Azza wa Jal ends up exposing him. Right? If you want to drop in the eyes of the people, or you want the people around you now to start treating you differently, all of a sudden be someone who violates the boundaries of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala behind closed doors. One time Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, she sent a letter to Muawiyah. And she said, أما بعد, to proceed, فإن العبد إذا عمل بمعصية, if one now carries out a sin, عاد حامده من الناس ذاما, the one that praised him will all of a sudden now turn into someone who criticizes him or who speaks bad about him. Also, this statement is so powerful of Ibn al-Jawzi. It's one of my favorite statements, so I ended up memorizing it. He said, رأيت أقواما من المنتسبين إلى العلم, I saw people who ascribe to knowledge, scholars, students of knowledge, أهملوا نظر الله عز وجل في الخلوات. They stopped being conscious of Allah watching them when they were alone in private, or when you are under your blanket, or inside of your university room where nobody can see you. They stopped being conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala watching them when they were alone. So what did Allah do to them? فَمَحَا مَحَاسِنَ ذِكْرِهِمْ فِي الْجَلَوَاتِ. Allah Azza wa Jal caused the good things that are mentioned about them in public to all of a sudden disappear. People are praising you, right? People speak positively about you. All of a sudden, that diminished, disappeared. فَكَانُوا مَوْجُودِينَ كَالْمَعْدُومِينَ. Them being present was like them being non-existent. لا حلاوة لرؤيتهم ولا قلب يحنو إلى لقائهم. The hearts stopped yearning to meet them, and there was no sweetness in wanting to see them. You know, there's people, right, when they're coming, right, we get excited, we feel good, right? Could be a family member, whoever it might be. And there are guys that once upon a time, yeah, but then all of a sudden now it's any other random guy that comes. So bear that in mind, brothers and sisters. We've had cases in the past where the guy who was meant to be the role model, whether it may be in the da'wah scene or even in the university, do things behind closed doors, gets leaked, comes out into the public, red-faced, shameful. Right? I tell you, brothers and sisters, right? Work on your private lives. You're a leader, you're trying to spread khair, goodness, right? Be someone who works in their private life. We as people who are in authority, we should be doing more things in private than we do in the public. Right? How many are we on? Huh? Number 5, having that forgive and forget attitude. Overlooking the personal issues that may occur. There's something called a taghaful. Right? There's even books that have been written on ghaflatul salihin, the heedlessness of the righteous. Sometimes you can see that someone's clearly trying to take a jab at you, right? Clearly trying to take a jab at you. But, it's not a big deal. Do you really need to hold him to account for that? Or is it better to just act like you never heard it? There are certain things that at times are mentioned. You don't need to always put every single thing that someone says under the microscope. Let it go. Even Imam Ahmad, he said, تسعة أعشار حسن الخلق في التغافل. 9/10 of good character is التغافل. To act like you didn't know. Yeah, did I read? Yeah, no, it's fine. Didn't know. Don't turn a small issue into a big one. Oh, he meant this, but this is what he wants. Hassan al-Basri said, مَسْتَسْقَى كَرِيمٌ قَطْ. Someone who's honorable, someone who's generous, has never ever sought retribution. You guys with me? Do you guys want to quickly stand up, get the blood circulating in your system again, do star jumps if you have to, and then sit back down? Because I can see the Sheffield president, he's out. Huh? That's an old video, man. It's an old video. No, guys, listen. They're just taking a 1-minute break. Millennials. SubhanAllah. Right? This is how I'm being attacked. on the other side, the Salafites as well. Okay guys, let's commence now inshallah ta'ala. We don't have much time. Only got a little bit left. Humility. Humility. Be open for feedback. People at times may rebuke your decisions or criticize, right? Or criticize that which you have maybe chosen to go ahead with. La bas. Right? You can't expect always to get everyone on board in these decisions that you make. Right? And be open-hearted. Let the people, la bas, no problem. Be open for discourse. Right? What I really like to mention under this point is something that happened to Al-Imam Hakim. Have you guys heard of Imam Hakim? You see him, next to Imam al-Bukhari sometimes. It was narrated by Bukhari, Muslim, and also graded as Sahih by Al-Hakim. So one of the great scholars of the past. Al-Dhahabi mentions in the Tarjama Abdul Ghani ibn Sa'id ibn Ali ibn Sa'id ibn Bishr ibn Marwan al-Azdi, ibn Marwan al-Azdi. Abdul Ghani, he says, when I refuted, right, Abu Abdullah al-Hakim, لما رددت على أبي عبد الله الحاكم بعث إلي من يشكرني. He sent me someone, right? He refutes him, He refuted him. Wrote a whole book on him. He sent him someone to come and thank him. So the refutation reaches Al-Imam Hakim, and then he sends one of his servants now to go and tell Abdul Ghani, Abu Abdullah al-Hakim is saying thanks. So Abdul Ghani then says, فَعَلِمْتَ أَنْهُ رَجُلٌ عَاقِلٌ. This is when I realized that he was a smart and intelligent individual. Right? Whoever comes and advises you, don't take it the wrong way. Umar al-Khattab would say, أَحَبُّ النَّاسِ إِلَيَّ مَنْ أَهْدَى إِلَيَّ عُيُوبِي. The most beloved people to me are those who gift me my shortcomings. Not everyone always has hasad or envy towards you guys. Sometimes people genuinely mean it, and not every criticism of a hater should we always dismiss. I'll say that again. Not every criticism of a hater should we always dismiss. Take a moment out to think, is this maybe true? Or is it baseless? Right? You guys with me? Also Ibn Hibban, he said, خَيْرُ الْإِخْوَانِ, the best of your brothers, أَشَدُّهُمْ مُبَالَغَةً فِي النَّصِيحَةِ, are those who really go out their way to advise you. Ibn Abdul Bar would say, مَنْ أَحَبَّكَ نَهَاكَ وَمَنْ أَبْغَضَكَ أَغْرَاكَ. Whoever loves you will take you and say to you, listen, akhi, don't do this. And whoever doesn't like you, right, will just deceive you. No. How many is that? 6. Number 7. Have a positive attitude, brothers and sisters. Win over the hearts of the people. There are some people, she's always negative. Right? Always negative. If you're going to be there to help, help. Don't just be someone who's sitting. Have you guys seen the guy who doesn't have a license, but he's sitting on the balcony? And he's criticizing every driver. Look at that guy, he doesn't know how to drive. What's wrong with him? He went too quick. This guy's going too... Or a bare-bellied football supporter. You know the guy with the bare belly who's sitting in the stadium? Ronaldo's rubbish, man. MashaAllah alaik. And you, huh? We got people, mashallah, who analyze the da'wah. And they've never ever stepped foot into the da'wah. But then saying, Abu Taymiyyah shouldn't be doing this. You should do it like that. When we was in Medina, there was a lot of people that were very opinionated, students, very opinionated. They would sit in these rooms that are, right, no different to prison cells, right? And they'd be bickering upon themselves, oh, he's not doing it. But when they come back, mashallah, the lion has become like a cat. When he realizes how difficult it is to pick up a mic after one of the obligatory prayers, to give a 2-minute reminder. Huh? Do you know how difficult it is, guys? To pick up the mic and then to start giving a reminder to the people. The stage fright. Huh? It's scary. Now when you realize just to give a 2-minute reminder, and I'm sitting around criticizing others who are giving lectures left, right, and center. Or durus, lessons left, right, and center. That's when they humble. So the point is, guys, don't just be someone who's there to criticize, right? And cries over spilt milk. Sometimes things go wrong. Okay, let's try and make the most of it. Let's be supportive. Instead of just sitting around all the time being negative. Right? Winning over their hearts, meaning أحسن إلى الناس تستعبد قلوبهم. If you really want to be or want to win over the hearts of the people, brothers, this is something that you're really going to need, especially in university. Right? Like I said before, many people don't realize that they even have to practice Islam. They come from secular backgrounds. Practicing Islam is a choice. Right? Their parents were always like to them, Wallah, if you want to practice Islam, it's your choice, my friend. Go do as you wish. Because of maybe certain countries that they lived in. The separation of church from the state, or the separation of religion from the state. So it was never ever taken seriously or glorified in the eyes of the citizens. Are you guys with me? Or they come from very liberal backgrounds. So how do you win over their hearts? Let's brainstorm this. How do you win over maybe somebody that doesn't like Al-Islam, for example, or someone who just doesn't see a benefit in coming to the Islamic societies? Guys, sisters as well, feel free to put your hand up. Be a nurturer. Give us an example.
Like do things within their capabilities. So if you find a brother who maybe doesn't pray 5 hours a day, bring him to Jumu'ah for Friday.
Okay.
A brother who comes in on Friday to pray, invite him to maybe like a weekly event where you train the congregation.
Jameel. Anyone else? Showing him love and affection and so on and so forth, huh? Sister, someone?
Find common things in the Quran that we can have fun with, while also realizing the sisters are chickens.
So having fun basically with the sisters, yeah? Yeah. Wonderful. Right? It doesn't always have to be every single thing that an ISOC organizes that is just straight up serious type of knowledge. Because most people are not ready for that. Right? I deliver classes to students of knowledge. I teach weekly classes in Leicester. Recently we launched a course, it's called 10 Concepts That Compromise Your Tawheed. It's a 4-week course. People who are attending are people who are pretty serious about seeking knowledge. While at the same time, we decided to, I don't know if you guys saw the event, with me and Akhi Ayman. People are going to say to me, Akhi, why are you with this roadman for? Astaghfirullah, I think first and foremost, he's not a roadman. And then secondly, they're saying to me, but don't you think you're bringing yourself down? You're a student of knowledge to this guy who just give it. And there are different groups of people that need to be dragged into Islamic events. Many people don't feel comfortable in the masjid because it can be sometimes very judgmental. Are you guys with me? So we decided to do it in a wedding hall where you're going to find every individual turning up to. the drug dealer, the fraudster, the sister who doesn't wear hijab, they feel more comfortable coming to this non-judgmental setting. Agreed? Right? Sometimes it just could be where brothers get together and they have a games night. Is there anything wrong with that? Games night? Huh? Football. Right? Strengthens the brotherhood as long as they don't start swearing at each other. I know sometimes the biggest sheikh on the football pitch becomes the biggest shaitan. Huh? Because he can't take being nutmegged. Gets emotional. Sisters, likewise, you guys have these events where, doesn't necessarily have to be, and then there's someone that gives a small little reminder, touches the people's hearts. You guys with me? Right? I really like this about Al-Imam Abu Hanifa. He one time heard about someone speaking bad about him, he sent him gifts. Winning over their hearts. Right? Sometimes just taking them out, let's go. Right? Paying for their food. Feeding them. And the best way to really pull people in, as some of the wise people would say, through their stomachs. You guys heard of that? When there's an announcement that there's going to be food being served, probably you're going to get the biggest fraudster coming. Because he doesn't live at home, or the biggest drug dealer, he wants some homemade food. He's always on that chicken and chips that he has. Right? I've seen this from, subhanAllah, from one of the brothers of the past. That's how he would get some of the drug dealers into the masjid. Right? He'd be offering food, free food. Free food, masjid gets packed. Or he would go and buy a Gucci shoes. Right? And a one for the sisters as well. When you make an announcement, there's a Gucci giveaway. Akhira, masjid getting packed. Agreed? How much does Gucci shoes cost, by the way? Huh? Oh, you guys don't know it because you don't buy that. You guys are moderate, mashallah. Gucci shoes? £500, £600. £600 divided by 600 people. How much is that? £1. Let me ask you guys a question. If I told you that, go and give X amount of money to all these drug dealers so they could come into the masjid, would you do it? Of course, without a shadow of a doubt, we'd do it. So this was such a smart strategy. He'd go and pay £600, right? That's how he'd get them in. And it's like £1 a person. It's like paying each one £1 to come into the masjid. Of course, there were people, they'd come together, they'd get that £600, but you got 600 guys. And they're leaving their knives inside of the masjid after a heart-shaking lecture. Are you guys with me? Right? And then there'll be a raffle at the end. Everyone gets excited. One guy walks away with the Gucci shoes. Right? These kind of ways of just, subhanAllah. Even the drug dealer will think to himself, this guy paid for Gucci shoes just to give it so we can come into the masjid. Feel some sort of way towards, Number 8, self-control. Anger is one letter away from danger. You as a leader, you can't be the type who kicks off every time something happens that goes against his liking. People just won't be able to feel comfortable around you. Anger is one letter less than danger. Right? To have some sort of self-control. Something makes you angry, walk out, go get fresh air. Cool yourself down, go make wudu. I have a lecture online. It's 7 ways to overcome anger. It's a 30-minute clip. One thing I wish that I mentioned in that lecture was what Ali ibn Abi Talib done. I normally mention it now in marriage seminars. When they got into an argument, what did he do? Did he beat her up? Domestic abuse. What did he do? Went to the masjid and he slept. This is when the Messenger said, "Qum ya Aba Turab, qum." Stand up. Because all the soil was coming onto his face. left, you need fresh air. Took from that when you get into an argument or when things don't seem to go for a walk. Move out of that situation that you're in. Right? لا إله إلا الله من بعد وسيلة والفضل. Number nine, simplicity. Right? Simplicity. It doesn't always have to be your way or the highway, guys. There are certain things that we can compromise. We're not talking about halal and haram here. That's not up for discussion. Right? What did I say? The means don't justify, what was it? The ends don't justify the means? Huh? Robin Hood. Guys heard of Robin Hood? He would rob the rich people in order to feed the poor. 5 minutes. Huh? Abshir. Are you guys with me? Oh, let's just have everyone together and like sometimes, guys, honestly, this is a responsibility that you guys have. I remember this happened in Bristol. Sorry to pull you guys out. Let's pull the cat out of the bag, right? Even though, subhanAllah, we had a lecture with them about Surah Yusuf and how zina comes about and everything, right? I had a charity event. I don't even know how that slipped in because I don't do charity events. So no one invited me to a charity event, right? With any of these charity organizations, I just don't do that. I'll come, do the lecture and whatever. Charity events, I don't collect money, right? I do the different ways of charities, but them using me as, no. Anyways, wallahi, the sisters, they turned up as if they were attending a fancy dress party. Wallahi al-azim. One girl even said to me like, so I gave a small reminder about, shyness and free mixing and just kind of like, very nice. Wallahi, 95% girls and brothers said, Jazakallahu khairan. But you're always going to find a couple. So I know it was 4 sisters. We had a private discussion with them. Managed to indoctrinate 2 of them. I mean, like advise them, nice way. And then the other 2, they're standing there saying to me, what you've done, the Prophet ﷺ wouldn't have done. I said, did you know that the Prophet ﷺ said X, Y, and Z? She's like, and then she said to me, what's the problem with how I'm dressed? First I'm trying to look at her. She goes, what's wrong with me? Wallahi al-azim, guys. Right? You know how they dress going to a disco, akhi? She's wearing like a dress, it's all shiny and everything, right? Allah yastur bis. She's telling me, what's wrong with me? What am I wearing? It's unacceptable. Like people are going to these sessions dressing to impress in order to, to find your Khadija, yani. Right? And I know that you can't always like make segregations and whatever have you, but you have these lecture rooms where the sisters are sitting in the back, fine, and the guys are sitting at the front, right? But then you have these other types of settings where she's in and out, and then this guy's looking at her and she's looking at him. Wallahi, not realizing how this is going to pierce through your heart eventually, guys. And it's all being done under the banner of Islam. Islamic society has organized this. So this guy walks out of the university 3 years later and thinks, yeah, but we did it under the Islamic society. It's responsibility. Does that make sense? Can men and women just be friends? Huh? I ask you guys, can they be friends? It's a common question I was getting at universities. And then you got hijabis and brothers in thawbs running around with one another in the library because they're doing homework together. Give me 1 more minute. So simplicity, brothers and sisters, what I was referring to was, doesn't always have to be your way. Like sometimes let the other, maybe have a vote. How do you guys want to do it? Should we do it this way or that way? Instead of coming across like tyrannical, it's always this guy. I'll be open. What's your suggestion? Take that into consideration as long as it's not compromising. Does that make sense? Let's take the bus, no, let's take the train. Any things like that. Be easy going. Yassira wa la tu'assira. And number 10, guys, number 10, be very, very careful how you word your advices, especially when trying to change a particular evil. Right? You can take that approach of bashing them. Fine. But you're just going to end up losing people. Be soft and gentle. Right? I want to ask the Bristol lot. When I gave that reminder on the podium that day, was I harsh? Just be honest. Did I bash them? Right? I just tried to, because I'm not going to drive 3 hours to a charity event where our sisters have come dressing to impress and our brothers are all suited and booted, right? And they're doing all of this and I'm just going to speak about bunny rabbits and rainbows. That's not happening. Oh, speak about sadaqah. Yeah, we'll speak about sadaqah after I'm done with telling them what they need to hear in a nice way. Yeah? I won't stop there inshallah ta'ala because they're going to pray. Honestly, brothers and sisters, I want to thank you guys again for making the long trip. All the way from wherever you guys came. Inshallah ta'ala, if I'm around, I'll come see you guys. Bidnillah ta'ala, prioritizing the universities that I didn't go to last time.